There is no scientific tool to measure the inhumanity of humans, except comparing them to each other. Gang violence is one of the most talked about issues all around the world, and here we uncover top 10 of the most dangerous gangs nobody even dares to mess with. Daily Knowledge. Number 10. Aryan Brotherhood. The Aryan Brotherhood, also known as the Brand or the AB, is a white prison gang and organized crime syndicate in the United States with an estimated 15,000 to 20,000 members in and out of prison. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Aryan Brotherhood makes up an extremely low percentage of the entire U.S. prison population, but is responsible for a disproportionately large number of prison murders. The gang has focused on the economic activities typical of organized crime entities, particularly drug trafficking, extortion, inmate prostitution, and murder for hire. Organization of its whites-only membership varies from prison to prison, but is generally hierarchical, headed by a 12-man council topped by a 3-man commission. The Aryan Brotherhood uses various terms, symbols, and images to identify themselves, including shamrocks, swastikas, and other symbols. To join, members may swear a blood oath or take a pledge. Acceptance into the Aryan Brotherhood is aided by a prospect's willingness to kill another inmate. Number 9, 14K Triad. The 14K is a triad group based in Hong Kong, but active internationally. The triad is led by a man known as Ponytail, but his identity remains unknown to this day. It is the second largest triad group in the world, with around 20,000 members split into 30 subgroups. They are the main rival of the Sun Yeon, which is the largest triad. The 14K is responsible for large-scale drug trafficking around the world, most of it heroin and opium from China or Southeast Asia. This is their primary business in terms of generating income, but they are also involved in illegal gambling, loan sharking, money laundering, murder, arms trafficking, prostitution, human trafficking, extortion, counterfeiting, and, to a lesser extent, home invasion robberies. The 14K was formed by Kuomintang Lieutenant General Kok Siu Wong in Guangzhou, China in 1945, as an anti-communist action group. However, the group relocated to Hong Kong in 1949, when the Kuomintang fled from the communists following the Chinese Civil War. Originally there were 14 members, who were part of the Kuomintang, hence the name 14K. However, other sources say 14 stands for the road number of a former headquarters, and K stands for Kowloon. Number 8, United Bamboo. The United Bamboo Gang is the largest of Taiwan's 3 main criminal triads. They are reported to have roughly 10,000 members. The membership consists largely of West Hengren, mainland Chinese, and has had historic ties to the Kuomintang. They are said to be motivated as much by political ideology as by profit. They are known to simply call themselves businessmen, but in reality are also involved in organized killings and drug trafficking. The gang gained global notoriety when it became directly involved in politics in the early 1980s. The union does not view themselves as criminals, but instead they view themselves as patriots. The Bamboo Union was formed in the 1950s by West Hengren, mainland Chinese children who wanted to protect themselves from threats by Hoklo children. Number 7, Mung Iki. Mung Iki is a banned ethnic organization in Kenya. The name Mung Iki means a united people or multitude in the Kikuyu language. The religion, which apparently originated in the late 1980s, is secretive and bears some similarity to mystery religions. Specifics of their origin and doctrines are unclear. What is clear is that they favor a return to indigenous African traditions. They reject westernization, and all things that they believe to be trappings of colonialism, including Christianity. The ideology of the group is characterized by revolutionary rhetoric, Kikuyu traditions, and a disdain for Kenyan modernization, which is seen as immoral corruption. Mungiki is often referred to as Kenya's Cosa Nostra, Yakuza, or Kenyan Mafia due to its organization. They have been newsworthy for associations with ethnic violence and anti-government resistance. Number 6. 18th Street Gang. 18th Street, also known as Kala 18, Barrio 18, Mar 18, or simply La 18 in Central America, is a multi-ethnic, largely Central American and Mexican, transnational criminal organization that started as a street gang in Los Angeles. It is one of the largest transnational criminal gangs in Los Angeles, with 30,000 to 50,000 members in 20 states across the US alone, and is also allied with the Mexican Mafia. A United States Department of Justice report featured the following statement regarding 18th Street and rival gang MS-13. These two gangs have turned the Central American Northern Triangle into the area with the highest homicide rate in the world. Number 5. Los Zetas. Los Zetas is a Mexican criminal syndicate, regarded as one of the most dangerous of the country's drug cartels. While primarily concerned with drug trafficking, the organization also runs profitable sex trafficking and gun-running rackets. The origins of Los Zetas date back to the late 1990s, when commandos of the Mexican army deserted their ranks and began working as the enforcement arm of the Gulf Cartel. In February 2010, Los Zetas broke away and formed their own criminal organization, rivaling the Gulf Cartel. Los Zetas engages in violent tactics, such as beheadings, torture, and indiscriminate murder. They were at one point Mexico's largest drug cartel, in terms of geographical presence, overtaking their rivals, the Sinaloa cartel. Los Zetas also operate through protection rackets, assassinations, extortion, kidnappings, and other activities. Number 4. Crips. The Crips are a gang based in the coastal regions of Southern California. They were founded in Los Angeles, California, in 1969, mainly by Raymond Washington and Stanley Williams. Once a single alliance between two autonomous gangs, they are now a loosely connected network of individual sets, often engaged in open warfare with one another. Their members traditionally wear blue clothing, a practice that has waned somewhat due to police crackdowns, specifically targeting gang members. Historically, members have been primarily of African American heritage. The Crips are one of the largest and most violent associations of street gangs in the United States. With an estimated 30,000 to 35,000 members, in 2008, they have been involved in murders, robberies, and drug dealing, among other crimes. Number 3. Sinaloa Cartel. The Sinaloa Cartel, also known as the Guzman Loera Organization, the Pacific Cartel, the Federation and the Blood Alliance, is an international drug trafficking, money laundering, and organized crime syndicate established during the late 1980s. The cartel is primarily based in the city of Culiacan, Sinaloa, with operations in the Mexican states of Baja California, Durango, Sonora, and Chihuahua. The Federation was partially splintered when the Beltran Leyva brothers broke apart from the Sinaloa Cartel. The United States intelligence community considers the Sinaloa Cartel the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the world, and in 2011, the Los Angeles Times called it Mexico's most powerful organized crime group. The region is a major producer of Mexican opium and marijuana. Number 2. Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra is an Italian phrase which translates to our thing in English. It is the Sicilian mafia, whose roots can be traced back to the early days of New York City's Lower East Side. Its members call themselves men of honor, but the public addresses them as mafiosi, roughly translates to swagger. It is claimed that they have around 25,000 members, and reportedly 250,000 affiliates around the world. The mafia's primary functions are protection, racketeering, settling illegal disputes, handling, sorting illegal agreements, and transactions. To capture the vibe of Cosa Nostra, rewatch Godfather. Number 1, Mara Salvatrucha, MS-13. Mara Salvatrucha, commonly known as MS-13, is an international criminal gang that originated in Los Angeles, California, in the 1970s and 1980s. Originally, the gang was set up to protect Salvadoran immigrants from other gangs in the Los Angeles area. Over time, the gang grew into a more traditional criminal organization. MS-13 is defined by its cruelty and its rivalry with the 18th Street Gang. Many MS-13 members were deported to El Salvador after the close of the Salvadoran Civil War in 1992, or upon being arrested, facilitating the spread of the gang to Central America. The gang is currently active in many parts of the continental United States, Canada, Mexico, and Central America. Most members are Central American, Salvadorans in particular. A gang is a group or society of associates, friends or members of a family with a defined leadership and internal organization that identifies with or claims control over territory in a community and engages, either individually or collectively, in illegal and possibly violent behavior. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.